Octavia Butler wrote this in Parable of the Sower. All that you touch, you change. All that you change, changes you. The only lasting truth is change. And I think we well know it at this point in time, not just from the times we're in, but from our own detailed lives that take turns we never anticipated. The question is often how we respond to that change. And so I am very excited for you all to hear about our journey through this. And welcome. I am so excited all of you are here. Please enjoy. I hope you love this all as much as I have. It has done nothing but enrich my life, so thank you.
Good morning. My name is Janet McFarland. I'm a tall white woman with graying hair wearing a bright red sweater, and I hope to speak to you in coffee hour, however briefly, since we have a board meeting this afternoon and I'll be there. I invite you to take a moment to rest your eyes if you wish, and let your awareness drop through the floor into the land that our building stands on. Beneath the sidewalks, roads, homes, and cities is this gentle land we love of rolling hills, Oak Bay woodlands, redwood canyons, pristine creeks flowing through endless marshes into a pristine bay. Let your roots drop deep into this land, this place, this precious living earth that is our home. And let us consider efforts such as the rematriation undertaken by the Sigoriate Land Trust to return some of those lands to the care of the people who stewarded them for so many generations, to bring a new generation and to bring us into a new awareness of the place where we live. I invite you to explore their website. There are resources such as informational videos about places that we are familiar with, including Indian Rock. I invite you to give Shumi, if you are able, to volunteer in restoration of the land using indigenous methods, to join the annual Shell Mound pilgrimage, or any other way that you are drawn to participate. As a congregation, we gave Shumi last year, and I hope we will do so again this year. Thank you for sharing this moment of reflection and gratitude with me. And now for our chalice lighting. We light this chalice, symbol of Unitarian Universalism. May it remind us of the divine spark in all of creation, the power of love to heal what is broken and to be grateful for life's blessings each day.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Pat. I have on all black. I am black. And I have wild line maned hair. And I'm here to read the peace quote. A peace quote by Lila Watson. Our liberation is bound together. If you have come here to help me, you're wasting your time. But if you've come because your liberation is bound up with mine, let's work together.
And we all say together,
And
Peace is possible.
Hi, everyone. If you're wondering why we're describing ourselves, it is Disability Awareness Month this month, and so we're trying to actually be sure that we help our folks who maybe have limited eyesight know what we look like and who is speaking, especially because race and appearance are a big part of what we're talking about today. So I'm Annette Casillas. I am a mid-sized, racially ambiguous, and I'll get to that person. And I'm giving the words for the Black Lives Matter candle. This is a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. that I hope we can sit with today. Shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will. And together we say, Black Lives Matter. So I think I'm actually standing up here. Yeah, so I'm going to share a little bit about why I joined Circles of Change. So I did that for a couple of reasons. First, because Reilly asked me to do it, and I'll do basically whatever Reilly asks me to do. Second, within reason. Second, I have had complicated feelings about this church since I joined it. I have always felt so deeply aligned with our stated values and goals, but sometimes I look around in the pews or at coffee hour and I wonder, where is this intentionally multiracial, multi-generational, multicultural community that we say we want, right? And what are we doing to make it a reality? Circles of Change provided us with a curriculum of activities to share our stories, build meaningful relationships with each other, and explore the ways in which oppression of all kinds manifests in our daily lives. Systemic oppression expresses itself in many ways, from classism to ageism to ableism to gender discrimination. Racism is the most entrenched form of systemic oppression, in part because it was the tool that justified and fueled colonialism, and capitalism is essentially just colonialism in a trench coat and sunglasses. Racism is woven into the fabric of modern society. It exists all around us and within us. It is the water we swim in. It continues to reinforce itself in systemic ways, of course, but also in the ways we interact and think. In Circles of Change, we learn to really sit with the complexity of our intersectional identities. I sit at an interesting intersection as a white passing Latina. I've heard and experienced microaggressions that I wasn't meant to witness at several points throughout my life, including at this congregation. I've also engaged in microaggressions I had no idea I was doing. I thought I was immune somehow. But internalized racism exists in white people, in people of color, and in the racially ambiguous such as yours truly. And as people of conscience, it is not enough to simply not be racist. We must be actively anti-racist, which means working to dismantle it in our society and in ourselves. The MLK quote I just read invites us to do this deep work and to go beyond the surface. So we're going to be doing some exercises from Circles of Change. Some of them might be a little uncomfortable to watch. I promise they're uncomfortable for us to do, but that's a good thing. Growth is only possible through discomfort. So sit with that feeling of discomfort, right? It's a good thing that you feel uncomfortable with the idea that you might be unconsciously reproducing oppressive ideologies, right? It means you don't want to be doing that. And if you're here, you're a person who cares about things greater than yourself. So take this as an invitation, not as a call out, as a call in, to care even more deeply and explore even more critically. Thank you.
I'm Linda Propert-Sanford. I'm a getting older white woman who is wearing a wine-colored jacket today. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about my journey here in this congregation. I've been active in this congregation for the most of the past 30 years. That's a very long time. Different impulses pulled me here over that time. Curiosity about my spirituality, the need for a supportive community when I became a single mother, a place to be of service to others. In the past 10 years, my passion here has been to work with others on anti-racism issues. I've grown and changed so much myself as a result of what I've learned in my own work. And I've developed real relationships with people who also care about anti-racism work. Some of them people of color, some of them white allies like me. A few years ago, I reached the painful conclusion that this congregation was no longer interested in doing anti-racism work. And that realization plunged me into despair. Every time I walked into this building, I was in tears. So I stopped coming to this place that has meant so much to me since I first walked in the door 30 years ago. Then last fall, I learned that a class would be offered here that would touch on racism. So I gave it a try. I knew a couple of women my own age in the class. The others in the group were new to me, and they were much younger than I was. These young people had energy and passion and creative ideas about how to inspire anti-racism efforts in the larger world and within this congregation. They believed it was possible to fight white supremacy here. They helped restore my faith in that possibility. So I'm back, and I'm still fighting racism, trying to dismantle the white supremacy system. And I have a core of new friends to help me in this important work. I'm so glad I took a chance on the Circles of Change class. So now is the time that we greet each other. And I want to invite you to move around a little bit and greet people and think about whether you could find someone that you don't know very well and share one thing about yourself that someone wouldn't know just by looking at you. if you'd all return to your seats. We're going to have a little video for you to watch. I think you're going to like this, but you're going to need to listen. Hello.
Come on back to your seats. We have a surprise for you.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, or I realize it's hard to take courage in the world full of people. You can lose sight of it all. The darkness inside you can make you feel so small. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, oh, like a rainbow. Show me your smile. Show me your smile. Don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing. When this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, just call me up, 'cause you know I'll be there. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, oh, like a rainbow. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, so beautiful, like a rainbow.
So it was a video from Camden Voices, an a cappella choir in London who did that during the pandemic. And we just thought it was a really beautiful message of, yeah, being your true self is how you can actually be loved, right? So we're going to do a couple of exercises that we did in Circles of Change. Two of these will be, we're going to start with a visualization exercise we'll all do together. Then we're going to have a couple of skits and a kind of conversation between friends. So let's start with the exercise. I would like everyone, if you can, to either close your eyes or let your gaze soften, look at somewhere neutral, maybe the ground or the wall. And I want you to just think about a moment this week when you felt alone. Try to visualize that moment in your head and really feel the feeling that you had that time. Just sit with this for a moment. So we're all kind of feeling alone together right now. Let's try to shift to a moment this week where you felt just frustrated, maybe even defeated. Take a moment and feel that. Knowing that everyone in the room is feeling their own version of that feeling right now. Let's think of a moment this week that made you feel hopeful. What did that look like? What did that feel like? Let's think of a moment this week where you felt loved. And if that hasn't happened for you this week, think of the most recent time you felt loved. Hopefully you feel loved just walking in here. So one of these, thank you for doing this exercise with me. Part of the point of this is to sort of tap into these universal emotions that we have, right? And understand that they're in our bodies. They're not just theoretical things floating around our brains. And so these exercises that we're about to do are part of something that's called Theater of the Oppressed. It is a form of what they call kind of revolution theater. The idea is you're sort of practicing what it might look like or feel like to experience oppression, interrupt oppression, and have it kind of be an embodied experience in your own life. So what we did just now, right, was we had a collective emotional experience together. We were in our heads, but we were all here at the same time. That sadness, loneliness, joy, hope, that rippled through here, right? And what we're going to show now are a couple of other things that we did with Theater of the Oppressed, which is actually acting out microaggressions that we've experienced, whether at this church or elsewhere in our lives. We've got 2 skits that we'll show you, and afterwards we'll pause and reflect. What did it feel like to be embodied in that moment, right? What did it feel like to be both the person doing the microaggression or being the person experiencing it? So we can tap into maybe some feelings that aren't close to your experience, right? But we're inviting you to try to put yourself in those shoes. So, shall we begin? All right. No? All right, we will be projecting really loudly.
Yes.
Let's get down here. How about that? How's this? Feels like a totally natural conversation, right? Okay, great.
Can you hear us? Okay.
It's going to feedback, so just try to step a little bit apart.
A little apart? Okay. Let's see if this works. Yeah? Okay. I'm just going to do nothing and stand right here. Okay. So this is us at coffee hour. Hi, it's so nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hi.
Annette?
Yeah.
Casillas.
Yeah, Casillas, actually. It was really close. Casillas. The double L is a Y.
Oh. Why is that? I don't know that in English.
Oh, Casillas it's a Spanish last name.
Are you Spanish?
I'm Mexican, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? You don't look Mexican. I would never have guessed.
I get that a lot, but yes, I am.
Well, but your English is so good, and you're very articulate, and you sound like a regular American. Good for you.
Thanks, I guess.
Oh, you're welcome, sweetie.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go over there now.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
All right, so scene. Let's just talk about what that felt like. So that is actually something that I've experienced here and at different places throughout my life, right? And just like it was with the character Linda was playing, it was all really well-intentioned, right? They're like, oh my gosh, I could never have guessed. And also, it's quietly insulting to say that my English is really good and that I'm so articulate, right? What was it like for you?
Yuck. Yeah.
No.
No, thank you. Usually when I'm a microaggressor, I'm oblivious to it, because that's how they work. But, to know I was going to stand up here and say these mean things to you, Annette, I love you. I know. That's not okay.
This was hard for a lot of us.
Yes,
But yeah, what did it feel like to kind of say that knowing that it would land in a tough way for me?
You knew it was coming, so I knew it would be a little buffered, but yeah.
And even knowing it was coming, it still kind of felt
Ouch.
ouchy. It was an ouch.
Ouchie. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do one more and then we're gonna have a conversation. Thank you for being the microaggressor, Linda. Now I get to do that. Come on down, Riley. And we are absolutely playing this for laughs. It's okay to be uncomfortable and to giggle at this. Okay. Hi, it's so nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you as well.
Hi, I'm Annette. You're Riley?
I am Reilly, yes.
It says XE there. What is Z?
That's my gender, Zay.
Oh, what's that?
So Zay is a term I got from a beautiful poem by Justice Gaines called Letter from Zem. And it's supposed to represent what I like so much about it is that I am both she and he, and also that I'm human, and I'm not really either of those. The X stands in place, and not only does it stand in place, but it signifies the chromosome everybody shares.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That also sounds really confusing. Can I just say she?
I prefer if you didn't.
Okay. Well, I will just not talk about you then. That's a solution, right? All right. I feel like we do they, like we've already done so much. Why do we have to add these extra pronouns? It's fine. Sisterhood is good. Come on in. It's all good.
I just want to offer that you might want to rethink that. And I would also say that how would you like it if everyone thought you looked just the same as, oh, you have brown eyes, but we're going to call them blue because blue is what we prefer.
Yeah, but most people have brown eyes, so it's kind of not the same thing. But listen, I hear you. That was really interesting. Bye, Riley. Okay, and scene. So how was that for you, Riley?
It was weird, yes. There's nothing like feeling like you're not being listened to and someone is completely seeing it from their perspective of this is easy or hard rather than, oh, hey, you're a person I care about and I want to show you that I care about you by using your right name and your right pronouns, right?
Yeah, it felt weird to be dismissive and to reduce it to convenience. I also recognize that that initial instinct of having kind of a reaction of like, whoa, this is something new that I've never heard or experienced. That seems really hard. I just, I've already done so much to accept people who use they or who have other, non-binary or other identities. Why do I have to add this extra thing, right? I get that, where that comes from. And also it's not helpful and not very kind.
Yes, and I would also say I certainly have misgendered people, and I think we're all going through that and struggling through that. But if there's a human being in front of you who says something, I feel like you should believe them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Your name tag fell off. You don't even need it anymore, right?
Yeah, I'm done now.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Thank
We're going
you.
to have a conversation now with Pat and Linda. Come on
Yes.
down. Sorry, this is actually kind of a running joke in our group. We call Linda Janet and Janet Linda all the time. And we keep joking that it's a microaggression because they're both white ladies. And we're like, we're so sorry we keep mixing you up. Sorry, guys.
Of a similar generation, yes, she and I. Okay, so this is, okay, so the mics have moved around.
Yeah.
Yes. We needed to practice this part a little more. Who knew? Okay, but that's all right. Thank you, Noah. Pat, is your voice on the mic?
Yeah.
You can't hear me. Okay. Oops.
Talk loud.
Evalie, what are we doing wrong? Because we were fine earlier today. I'm on the mic? Okay. Okay, I'm going to move a little this way. Okay, so I'm Janet, and this is my longtime friend, Pat. At first, we were going to do a skit similar to what Annette and Riley and Linda did, but we didn't really like doing it. As you could see, they were all really uncomfortable too, but afterwards, we found ourselves in a long conversation about what we really wanted each other to know. Oh, look, there it is. I need to be really close. Okay. So at first we were going to do a skit about the microaggressions that Pat has experienced at church, some of which I personally have perpetrated. But we decided to just share with you our conversation about how we became friends in spite of the minefield of microaggressions that occur here and throughout our lives. Pat.
When I started coming to this, you can't hear me, right? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
When I started coming to this church in 2018, I was looking for community and friends. I came here from the East Coast after suffering a lot of tragedy and loss, and I came to California to restart my life. And I really desperately needed friends and community, and I thought I could find it in this church. But what I experienced was a lot of microaggressions. And at first, I let it slide because this church was all I had. If I start crying, just don't laugh, okay? It's all I had, so I took the blows. But after a while, the blows became more hurtful, and it was hard to let them go. So I started speaking my mind, and what I found when I spoke my mind to certain people, that they were receptive to what I had to say. They were unaware of hurting me and were appreciative of me telling them. Out of that, I became friends with many people in this church. And one of my closest friends here is Janet. We're like sisters. There have been a few times where Janet unknowingly has said things that were quite hurtful in relationship to, in relationship to race, culture, socioeconomics, and just plain stereotyping. She was totally unaware of what she was saying or doing and the pain that she was inflicting. Part of the pain of these microaggressions was stereotyping me. They could never know who I really was or am because I am not the stereotype. So how could I stay here and build a community with people who weren't able to see me for who I am? Not what they perceive me to be based on societal constructs. At first, I wasn't quite sure how to handle these situations, but I made a decision. I could walk away, not have any friendships in this church, or I could take the responsibility of trying to build friendships in a community and inadvertently show them how the harm they were doing to people who were different than themselves. Like I said previously, Janet, along with others, although having a good heart, were unknowingly very hurtful. So I decided to let her know what I was feeling and seeing what direction she would take or reaction. What I got from Janet was nothing but love, kindness, and a willing to learn. I'm sorry.
No. We love you.
Our friendship is an example of how to overcome these racial divides. We both are willing to learn, to listen, and try to understand each other. We're both very headstrong.
Speak for yourself.
But we've learned to let go the need to be right sometimes.
So, working on that one.
In the past, here at church, there were many racial tensions, and even today, people don't want to deal with it. Janet and myself are an example that if you really want to have a multi-diversified church, not just about race, but socioeconomics, gender, disability, and all the ways we want to be diversified, we can make it work. But the only way it's going to work is if we're honest, deal with it, and do not hold on to our feelings or our egos. Also, not to be afraid to say anything incorrect, because when you are afraid to say anything, nothing changes. It just stays the same. So if you say something wrong, I would hope that we would make a pact that who you microaggress against would stand up and in a kind, loving way, let the person know. That's the only way we're ever going to have change.
Can I give you a hug?
Well,
Right
I
now.
thought you didn't like to hug.
Well, I can stretch a little. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Pat. That was really moving. We've practiced this, but without all of you, and to realize how deeply we're touched is, in the moment, is the only way to feel it is here with you. So my long years in this church has given me lots of opportunities to, so frustrated, to change and grow, and I'm grateful for that. But your friendship, Pat, has been beyond a gift because you really engage with me deeply. And even though you like to hug, and I'm not so much into hugging myself, I can do that under duress. I can grow, I can learn in that way. So I just think I'm a more intellectual person and you're more of an embodied person.
Oh, wait. Wait.
What's the problem?
I'm not intellectual? That's not true.
Wow. Yeah, I think I mean that I see you as more integrated, like your thoughts and your feelings and your body are more integrated. And I'm kind of like thoughts up here, and the rest of it, well, I take it to the beach once in a while. And look what just happened, what we just did, and it happens almost every time we get together.
Trust me, it does.
Still here. When I say something, because I'm speaking freely too, I'm exploring my thoughts and my feelings, and I'm encountering those fixed ideas that I don't even realize I have, those stereotypes I'm working from. In that case, I used the word intellectual, which seems to mean something different to me than it means to Pat. Pat, how terrible it would have been if you hadn't said anything. It would have been the end of our friendship. I would never have known. And Pat, I need to ask you, what does the word intellectual mean to you?
Well, it's not so much what the word means to me, but what the word implies coming from a certain group of people. I have had a master's degree by the time I was 25 years old. No matter what you choose to think about me, I would think that the one thing you would think was that I wasn't intellectual or dumb if you spent any more than 5 minutes with me. But quite often, because I'm black, people assume certain things about you. They think that they just put me in a stereotype all the time, regardless of what I project or how I project or what I achieve. I'm always going to be in a box, and that's what I reject. So whenever I feel someone will say to me, I'm more intellectual, for me, and I know I'm being defensive, but for me, what I'm feeling is that you don't think I'm smart. So there's a part of me that really doesn't give a damn what you think about me. But if I have to work within the parameters of the context of an organization or a group of people, it's my responsibility to train people how to treat me. So when people say things that I do not like, I will not hesitate ever, in any circumstances, to set them straight. What I had to learn was how to do it in a more productive way. And that's what my challenge was. I lived in New York. I was raised in D.C. I went to grad school in New York and spent 35 years in New York in the fashion industry with my own company. I have endured the most weirdest people in the entire Milky Way galaxy in the fashion industry. Trust me.
Might be.
Worse than you, girl. Trust me.
I got nothing on them.
No, you really don't. And when I started, I was just as dumb and ignorant. I was so dumb, I didn't even know I was dumb. But pretty soon, you learn how dumb you are. And then you have to realize what you have to do to survive. I will be 73 years old this May, and I'm at the stage in my life where I just won't accept it anymore. But what I have now is more tact. I have the ability to do it in a productive way rather than in an angry way, which is what I used to do. And that is where my growth has come when people will say something that puts me on the fence about, oh, you're not intellectual, or I perceive that's what you said. So what happened, this conversation happened in her house 3 days ago. And it was the same response other than my soliloquy about afterwards. But what we did here was we just dealt with it. And then we went to Falafel King and got a sandwich, you know? So we didn't hold on to it. We didn't do any of that. We just dealt with it and flew, you know?
That's true, and yesterday we ran through this, and we didn't say the part where I asked her what it meant to her. In the moment of the conversation and even writing this, preparing it, practicing it yesterday, it was in the middle of the night that I thought, oh my gosh, I didn't ask Pat what that meant to her, why that was hurtful to her. So I'm learning every minute that I put any attention in this area. And I invite you guys to try that also. It's uncomfortable, but we are among people who love us, and we want to have more of that love. I want to have more of that love. And Pat, you've really shown me the way, because I gotta say, when I freak out when somebody doesn't like what I said or did, which happens regularly,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna die. The only thing I can do is avoid you, never see you again, pretend I don't know you, and avoid you in the future. You have shown me that there is another way, that if I will stick with it and breathe and get in my body and say, okay, where did that come from in me? And why does it sound that way and feel that way to you? And I have to ask to get the real answer. Right?
Not always.
If you don't tell me, I have to ask and not assume that I understand. Oh, she doesn't know what I mean by intellectual. I think Pat is one of the most brilliant people I've ever met.
Me too.
And I think she means that she thinks I'm one of the most brilliant people she's ever met. And the thing is, we had another person in our class who I don't think is here today, a young man who's like really intellectual. And I go, that's intellectual. I'm not intellectual. But I am kind of, a little bit. I'm not dumb, and you're not dumb either. There's no dumb here. Yeah. Anyway, I really feel like you have a gift of friendship, and I learned a lot about it from you. So, Pat, what made it possible for you to stick with me, this ordinary, clueless, loving, somewhat unhinged white person?
Needless to say, our friendship is always a work in progress, trust me. Okay, so this is how I can answer you. When I was young, I literally had no filter. I'm an extremely blunt person, and anybody in this church who knows me knows that. But what I learned about not having a filter, of unintentionally saying things that insulted and hurt people, what I learned is I knew that I needed to make a change. And I have a quote for you guys that changed my life. It's a Kung Fu quote. Master said to Grasshopper, which was his student, "Grasshopper, do not serve that which does not serve you." And it did not serve me to hurt or insult people. My friends, my colleagues, not reading the room correctly, hurting people's feelings that I liked. Ignorance, nor me being me, was no longer an excuse. It's just not an excuse. Many of those people gave me grace. They gave me room to grow. And they gave me the room to express myself in a more meaningful way, not just blurt crap out. If I thought it, I said it, I swear to God. I'm like that now sometimes. Because these people giving me that grace, I developed deep friendships with them that stood the test of time. That grace enabled me to serve myself better. And if I hadn't learned that lesson of grace and passing that grace forward, I wouldn't have my sister friend here, Janet. That act of grace will only help heal wounds and foster understanding.
Yeah, our friendship is a lot of work, and I understand that a lot of people of color are tired of doing the work for white people. And I feel that from the bottom of my heart, because our society and all of us are so deeply affected. But I have a chance for the liberation that I long for and seek at this church, like the song we're going to sing in a few minutes says, to free our minds from mental slavery, with classes like the one we just spent 13 weeks in. I appreciate that you and I go far beyond being partners in the work to being real friends, and that is just a gift beyond expressing. And in preparing for this service, our friendship, I feel like, has moved to a whole different level, because we're talking about things over and over and over again until we really feel it in ourselves deeply. So it is a lot of work, but
It's fun, actually. And the more this happens, the easier it gets. It's sort of like when you're going to take a journey, you want to go to the gym, you want to do a diet, that first step is the hardest step. But the more you do it, the easier it gets, and the more you understand the person that you're afraid of, or the person that you think is mad at you. Because you sort of get to know each other, and there's a synergy that happens. Like sometimes she'll say some stuff, and it didn't come out right, but I know what she meant, you know? But that only happens because we engage with each other, and we let the ego go, you know? And also give the grace to know that if she can say that to me, I too can turn around and say that to someone else. Because when we were rehearsing yesterday, I have said this quote by, from Kung Fu, I think it was 30 years ago, and I always use a Chinese dialect. So I had to ask if it would be inappropriate to say this, grasshopper, do not serve that which does not serve you. And they all said, no, no, okay? And I wasn't thinking that I was insulting anybody. That's just how Master said it, you know what I mean? So I would have unknowingly said that and maybe insulted someone, and I wouldn't have known, because a lot of people don't tell me when my stuff is messed up, because I have a strong personality. So a lot of times, a lot of people let me slide by with stuff that they really shouldn't. She doesn't.
well, maybe. Now that you've invited me to come in more often, okay. But I think we should wrap this up, because it's getting late in the service, and we could talk all day, as you guys can understand. Thank you, Pat, so much. Can I give you a big hug?
Okay. You gotta help me get up first. I'm a little
I know,
bit.
you're on top of this thing, too. Somehow we ended up on the edge of this thing. Thank you. Thank you for being my friend. Full body hug. I don't do that. Right, now we gotta get this stuff out of the way for the next things. Stage management. Oops. I know you're pretty sick of me by now, but I have to do a few more things. We're going to do the embracing meditation, which is a tradition in our church where after I ring this gong, you're welcome to say out loud, voices falling over voices like a waterfall of love, who you're concerned about, what you're happy about. And I will also read from the chat. If anybody on Zoom would like to put something in the chat, Reilly will help me to get that. And I also have the book, which I will read after you have a few minutes to share. Here we go in the embracing meditation. Anything in the chat?
And there's nothing in the chat.
Nothing in the chat.
Oh, wait, I take it back. I'm sending love to my parents, Marilyn and Steve. We're moving to the Seattle area on Tuesday from England.
Thank you. And from our book, from our new office manager, Kumi. If you haven't met Kumi, you're in for a treat. Justice for my dear friend, Lyle Priholas, who was mercilessly killed by the armed forces of the Philippines while living with the poor and exploited farmers in the countryside. Lyle was there to learn their stories and stand with them for their rights. May your memory be a guiding light. And Arlinda Befford needs caring thoughts while she recovers from a broken arm. And someone else said, excited for Beltane. Another thing we could be celebrating. Thank you, everyone. And together we say, we hold them in our care. And for the pastoral prayer, we were going to sing together, Breathe In, Breathe Out. So Vince is going to start playing the piano, and a couple people were going to come up and help me, Reverend Laurel, Evalie, and Jeff. So we're going to start out by singing the drone part that just goes, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe. Thank you.
You all sound excellent and look magnificent, so just so you know. I wanted to offer, as part of the offering, that I love the way in which time, talent, and treasure builds this community. And as I feel like you've seen in this service, there's a lot of talent and a lot of vulnerability and a lot of beauty in this congregation. And we're very lucky about all of it. This week, we've also got our half-plate recipient for Genesis. And Genesis is our social justice partner. As a member of congregation for them, we've benefited from the mission of Genesis, which provides leadership development, strategy to push on elected representatives, make policies that center vulnerable humans in community and the beloved community. And our listening campaign last year was led by Genesis. If I remember correctly, we were the first congregation to join Genesis. Your contribution supports trainings, outreach to young people, and to work on campaigns that fight for public transit, immigrants, refugees. And it's also an organization dedicated to the tie between social justice and religious communities. During this, the ushers will be coming through and asking for the offering for the plates. And while that's happening, we have a beautiful video to have you listen to while this is going through. And thank you all for being here. I'm so excited and thrilled to see all of you today.
trust the movement. I negate the chaos, uplift the negative. I'll show up at the table again and again and again. I'll close my mouth and learn to listen. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh. 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 These times are poignant, the winds have shifted. It's all we can do to stay uplifted. Pipelines through backyards, wolves howling out fronts. Yeah, I got my crew, but truth is what I want. Realigned and on point, power to the peaceful, prayers to the waters, women at the center, all vessels open to give and receive. Let's see the system brought down to its knees. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm made of thunder, I'm made of lightning, I'm made of dirt, yeah, made of the fine things. My father taught me that I'm a speck of dust and this world was made for me. So let's go and try our luck, said I've got my roots down, 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 down deep. I've got my roots down, 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 down deep. I've got my roots down, down, down deep. I've got my roots down, down, down deep. So what are we doing here? What has been done? What are you gonna do about it when the world comes undone? My voice feels tiny, and I'm sure so does yours. Put us all together, make a mighty I am resilient, I trust the movement, I negate the chaos, uplift the negative. I'll show up at the table again and again and again. I'll close my mouth and learn to listen.
I'm sure you could hardly tell that the entire team really loved that song.
Which is weaving a tapestry of love we call community. We dedicate ourselves and these our offerings.
Our deep roots are here. So thank you.
Okay, great. We're going to stay here till noon. So you're going to do the testimony?
Yes.
All right, y'all. So I've been asked to give a testimonial on stewardship. So I know I'm a pretty new member. I just started coming last year in January. But the UU has completely transformed my life for the better. I used to spend weekends doing nothing, which doing nothing is great. Don't get me wrong, but having a busy schedule full of people I love doing things that matter is better than that. And so I've been really grateful to be a part of this community. I've been grateful to contribute to this community financially with my energy and time. And so I really encourage you all to do the same. This is a gorgeous building and a beautiful space that we've got to maintain for generations to come. And seeing how much this congregation has changed in just 1 year, how much it's grown, how the demographics have shifted, it's pretty amazing. And so this church has to be here for another 150 years. Yeah? Okay. Apologies, we're doing the stewardship song, so if you could stand in body or spirit for everyone born a place at the table.
Thank you. Circles of Change folks, let's give them a round of thanks. I admit that I was even a little bit concerned about this service, but I am so pleased. What was said in the beginning about change
that we are changed by everything that we touch, and then we are changed by how we are changed, and the only constant is change. And you know, we have failed as a congregation, but it's like we just keep up, we stand up and we try again. So when we have the oops, ouch, oops, ouch, that's the cycle of change. So I know we're going a little bit over, but I have quite a few announcements because we have a lot going on in this congregation. For one thing, this is our 4th Sunday. We have a potluck afterwards that is going to be delicious. So please join us in Venti Hall after the service. And I was remembering that Venti Hall is named after Charles Venti, who is one of the founders of this congregation back in 1869 and was called to be the first settled minister and got a whole $1,500 a year for his salary. So he ate at Charles Venti. If you have recently become a member, and by recently I mean even within the last year or so, you are welcome to join me at 12:15 upstairs in the Crompton Library for a Path to Membership class. And part of this is in anticipation for on May 17th, we're going to have one of my favorite ceremonies, which is an ingathering of new members. So if any of you have questions and want to learn more about what membership means, or if you're a relatively new member and you want to make more connections, please join me. Today, as Janet mentioned, the Board of Trustees will be holding its monthly meeting on the 2nd floor in the program room. And at 12:30 is when the public is invited to comment, and the board is sincerely interested in hearing your thoughts. So if you feel like joining them, that's at 12:30 on the 2nd floor. Some of you attended the interfaith service that we had last month before the No Kings 3 March, and it was a wild success. And we are going to build on that momentum, and this coming Friday on May 1st, we're going to have another interfaith service here in the sanctuary that starts at 1:30. It'll be over by 2 so that we can walk down to the BART station, take the train down to Fruitvale Plaza, where there'll be a rally that starts at 3 o'clock. And you know what it's called? It's called May Day, People Over Billionaires National Day of Action. Yeah, the People Over Billionaires. And then, as I've mentioned before, on May 10th, which is Mother's Day, we're going to have a child dedication. So if any of you have kids who have not been dedicated yet, please feel free to talk to me about that. Oh, and next Sunday, on May 3rd, we're going to have a service that includes a coming of age of Sadie Fitzu. And also afterwards, Reverend Kevin Allen Mann, our affiliated community minister, will hold a BIPOC caucus. We're forming, it's called Black, Indigenous, and People of Color Caucus, that will be after the service in the Star King room. And the newcomers, and I know there are a few of you, if you'd like to find out more briefly about this congregation, you could meet Emily Stoper, if you want to stand, right in front of the pulpit here. And then if you want to join me on the 3rd floor at 12:15, you can find out even more. And then finally, remember to check the Chalice Chatter newsletter and our rolling news board for more upcoming events, resources, and information about the church. So thank you for your patience and attention today. And what is next is a song with Annette Casillas. And I want to also invite you on behalf of Annette and this class during coffee hour, if you'd like to join on it's a patio just outside of Venti Hall, and find out more about the class. And I am so pleased that the class will be offered again.
Apologies for how over this is going, but yes, come to the courtyard if you're interested in future workshops or being part of Circles of Change. Also, shout out to Steffi, Connor, and Mo, who could not be here today, but for being part of this group. Y'all were here in spirit and for 3 months with us. So I'm inviting y'all to come down with me. This is not my idea, and I'm not a very strong singer, but we're doing it. Right. This is a Bob Marley song. If you happen to know it, please sing along, okay? We're all coming down. You ready? I would say just stick to the chorus. Yeah, we're going to just do that. Okay. So.
Whatever you say.
Room at the table. Well, I just did that, of course.
All right, ready? sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing?
Everyone sing.
These songs of freedom.
'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Ooh, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Ooh, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs. Redemption songs. These songs of freedom.
Thank you, Annette. All right.
If you can sit quietly after difficult news, if a financial downturn, you remain calm perfectly. If you can see your neighbors travel to fantastic places without a twinge of jealousy, if you can happily sit wherever it is, if you can happily eat whatever's put on your plate and fall asleep after a day of running around without a drink or a pill, if you can always find contentment wherever you are probably a dog.